Lawmakers sounding the alarm against President Biden's latest vaccine mandate for businesses, a mandate that would directly impact more than 100 million Americans nationwide. Joining us right now to share his thoughts, Washington insider Armstrong Williams. Armstrong, good morning to you. What a beautiful morning here in our nation's capital.
Yes, good morning. It is.
So following this announcement, you actually issued a warning stating vaccine mandates for private sector employees, healthcare workers, and federal contractors would only backfire. How do you foresee the president's mandate backfiring and working against his push to get people vaccinated?
Jen, we've seen snippets of this in the past where nurses across the country have refused to be vaccinated but wanted to continue to work. This is creating a shortage for hospitals across the country, which is not a headline in the broadcast and mainstream print press. It's creating just another headache for doctors and making their patients feel comfortable along with their workers. You have this issue where there's more fear growing with this variant, and it's also as if you trust Americans less, and the president has to step up with this mandate. It's just another way to give people more excuses to give in their fear, not show up to work, and make excuses, just like what you showed the postal workers earlier in the package. You don't need to give people more excuses not to show up to work, which further paralyzes this economy.
And a number of governors have raised a red flag regarding the vaccine mandate for their state's businesses. And as a business owner, Armstrong, what types of impacts will this mandate have on business owners?
It's just another unnecessary headache for large businesses, Jen. I mean, I don't know anyone who cannot go anywhere in communities across the state, and their health wanted sign everywhere. And I think what this says is that not only big corporations, but small companies are desperate for their employees to come back, or for people who are looking for opportunities to take advantage of these job openings. And what is happening now with these new mandates, it gives people another excuse to stay home, and they won't be able to find new employees to come to help them with the shortage they have in their workforce. And then the other thing we're not talking about is that if these employers who have more than 100 employees, if they don't abide by this mandate, they're going to have to pay a huge fine. Many of these small businesses cannot afford it. But the good news is that this will end up in the courts. There will be lawsuits, and there will be a stay. And Biden, as you heard from his chief of staff, Biden's chief of staff, who made it clear, this is just another gimmick for them to buy time to appease their progressive base, and knowing that this is not going to stand muster in the courts. And why bring this on people unnecessarily and whip them into this frenzy, knowing that it's short-lived?
Also, how much is this going to cost businesses if somebody doesn't agree to get the vaccine? Do we know how much it's going to cost to do weekly testing on employees?
Of course it's going to cost. But you know what? I have to tell you, that's reasonable. If you want your employees tested every 2 weeks or once a month to make everyone in the environment comfortable, I think small business and large business owners can live with that. And not everything that Biden dictates is unreasonable. I think most people can buy into that because it gives you a choice to make sure that you're safe and you're showing sensitivity to your work environment. But to mandate new vaccines from federal employees and non-corporations is just creating just chaos all across the country, which is unnecessary with an economy that is already tanking and is trying to reach some kind of normalcy. Especially, we don't know what lies ahead of us.
All right, Armstrong Williams, thanks so much for joining us here on the National Desk. And it is a beautiful sunrise right now. We appreciate it.
Thank you.